Hey everyone, welcome into another edition of Teach Me Tuesday. Today I'm going to highlight one of the beautiful Sale-A-Bration rewards. So if you're not familiar with Stampin' Up! And the products that I use on all of my tutorials and videos, I am a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator and I use all Stampin' Up! Product, and right now we have Sale-A-Bration, which is going on, and for that is a special promotion for August and September where if you spend $50 you get to pick something out of this awesome brochure for free. So there's some beautiful glimmer paper, there's some adorable little penguin paper, there's this beautiful little feels like home stamp set. If you like to color, it's beautiful, although you can use it without coloring. And then there's this black and white beautifully penned 12 by 12 paper. There's some really cute peaceful prints, deer, country, rustic kind of paper that coordinates with our deer bundle in the big catalog. There's some really cute, adorable counting sheep and coordinating dies. There's also this fun textures and frames, some thinlits that match one of our stamp sets in the annual catalog, which I love. And then this one, Delicate Dahlias, which is the one I'm going to show you today, is a $100 reward. So you have to spend $100 to get this one, but trust me, the samples on this card, or on this, that you can do with this stamp set are amazing. And so I thought today I would show you a technique I haven't done in a really long time. It's called triple layering. And basically we're going to stamp on 3 layers at once, and it's going to be matted on cardstock so it looks like separated, but the images are all together. So it's much easier to show you than to explain. So let's go ahead and get started. I picked a nice bright color combo for today. So we're going to do Night of Navy, Granny Apple Green, and Polished Pink. I love pink and navy together, and then I needed a green for the leaves, and that nice bright Granny Apple Green is going to work perfectly. So what we're going to do is I've already cut myself a card base, and I did a top fold on this one, but I'm going to set that aside for right now. I've also done several layers, so you're going to layer your cards together. So these two are 1/4 inch apart. So this layer here is 4 by 5 1/4, and this one is 3 3/4 by 5. And then I took 1/2 inch off of this. So for this one I did, let me think for a second, 3 3/4 by 5. So I did 4 1/2 by 3 1/4, and then 1/4 inch difference on this one, which would be 3 by 4 1/4, I believe. I lost track of what I said. And then again, I took 1/2 inch off of those and then did a 1/4 inch off this. So I'll put the measurements in the video description, just because doing them off the top of my head is probably not a good idea. So, but basically these are going to all get layered together on the card like this. And you're thinking, oh, that looks like a lot of layers and it looks really busy. So let's show you how we're going to really make this pop. So I'm going to pull just the white layers. Whoops. And I'm going to use some repositionable ink. You could use, adhesive. You could use just a tiny bit of regular adhesive too if you want to. But I like the repositionable because it will come off easily when I am done, because I just want it to stay put while I'm stamping. So I'm going to go ahead and attach these down like this. Okay, and then I'm going to do the same thing with this one. Did you just see that I flipped that white paper over? Isn't that funny how there's nothing on either side, but I flip it over like I have to put the tape on the back side, even though there's nothing on the front side either. Silly. Okay, anyway, so there. I put those together. Now, we're going to do, what I want to do is I'm going to do this large image, and I'm going to do this smaller image, and I'm going to do the leaves. So when you're doing an all-over pattern like that, it's best to start with the largest image first, then move to the next largest, then the smallest, because it's easiest to fill in those little gaps you may get with the smaller image, rather than trying to fill a little gap you have with a great big giant image. So that's what we're going to do first. We're going to start with the largest image, and I am going to start with the solid line. So if you look, there's like a line art image, and then there's an interior image for both of these, or all of these. So I'm going to always start with the line one, because I just find that easier for myself. And I'm going to go ahead and ink this up with the Night of Navy. Now you want to make sure you get it really good and inked, and you want to make sure you put some good pressure on it, because we're going to be going across 3 layers. Oops, this one didn't stay stuck. Let me try that again, because I want it to stay put. So I'm going to do that. Okay, let me re-ink this again just to make sure it's good and inked, and then I'm going to go ahead and stamp it. Trying to make sure these are straight too. Okay, as best as possible. And then I'm gonna go ahead and stamp that down across all 3 layers. Oops, I missed a little bit, but that's okay. That's what I love about this technique, is that will most likely be covered and you won't even know the difference. So, but it is a good reason why you want to make sure you get a nice, you put a little bit of pressure on it, especially when you're going over those edges. So I'm going to ink this up again. I'm going to probably do only 1 more of these great big giant ones. We'll do it down here in the corner. I'm going to make sure I'm putting some good pressure on it and then lift that up. Whoops, I missed that one a lot. Let's see. See, now if I was doing this with my Stamparatus, I could line that right back up. But let's see if I can do it with this one. I think it's right there. Let's see. I just want to get that little, it doesn't have to be perfect. Yeah, that'll work, because I'm going to cover some of that. So there we go. I just kind of went right over it. It's not perfect, but it will work. Okay, so now that's the trickiest part of this, is making sure you get all 3 layers. But see how I've got a little white space here and a little white space there? I'm not going to worry about that, because we're going to cover it with that pink paper. We're going to have a layer in between. So that will help us fix those issues, okay? So now I'm going to add in some of the leaves. So probably around the largest flowers where I'm going to put the leaves. Maybe should try putting a, oh, that worked good. Okay, perfect. I was gonna say, maybe I should try putting a mat in between us, but we're doing okay with these. The largest image is the trickiest. I'm gonna put one there, and then maybe one over here as well. Okay, like that. Now, oh, what I did need to do before, let's do it with the green first. I may not do it on the blue. I'm gonna actually stamp the inside part now, so I'm gonna go ahead and take some of that color off, and we're gonna go over that image like that. Okay, we'll do the same thing. I'm gonna stamp off, ink that up, and again, it does not have to be perfect, so don't panic. I'm gonna stamp that last one. Okay, like that. Now we're gonna add in some pink with the pink flower, and again, I'm gonna start with the line art one, and I'm gonna go direct to the paper. So we'll put one, I feel like I could have fit one in here if I slid that a little bit, but maybe I'll put my sentiment right there, so that will work. So I'm gonna stick that right there. Okay, and we'll add one in over here. Okay, and I'm actually gonna just stick one over here and one down there. Okay, now I'm going to do the insides of these. I'm going to look for, I think that's the lineup. I'm going to stamp it off and then line that up. And again, if you don't get it exactly, it's totally fine with these stamps. It doesn't really matter. I'm going to do that. It's just so you get a little bit of color in there. Okay. And I'm going to go back and do the blue too. I wasn't sure if I was going to fill in the blue, but I'm going to. I actually kind of forgot when I did it the first round, but I do want to color it in. So we're going to grab the blue again, the Night of Navy, and we're going to go ahead and do the inside piece. So this is 2-step stamping, where you stamp an outline and then do the inside after. So I'm going to stamp this off. And what I love about this is it's already got the like darks and lights without even having to do anything. So I should have paid more attention. Let's just see, we're gonna just, that looks right about, oh, there it is, I got it. Okay, so I'm gonna push that down. You don't wanna rock really, because you don't wanna catch the side of it, but I do wanna catch some of that color. Beautiful, that looks awesome. I'm so excited. Okay. Stamp this off and see if I, oh, that looks about right. So I'm gonna go ahead and stamp that. And again, if it's a little bit off, if I didn't get it exactly right, it's totally gonna be fine. Whoops, took the stamp off. or the image off. There we go. How pretty is that? That stamp is gorgeous, you guys. Even just doing it solo is going to be amazing. But I wanted to do this triple layer technique with it. Okay, so there's our stamping. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to start to build the layers. So I'm going to pull these apart, and I'm going to add this to the pink layer, like this. Okay. Then I'm going to add the next one to the next layer. Oops. And we'll attach that. Don't these colors look amazing together? Okay. And now we can attach those two together. This is going to be a little bit thicker of a card because you've got so many layers, but it's totally worth it. It's definitely a wow card for the receiver. Okay, now we will attach, oh, I'm using the regular, this is not what I want to use. I want these to actually stick together. I want to be using my actual adhesive. Oy, so I'll have to fix those. There we go. Put this down. Okay, and attach this to that layer. I actually might want to add, before I do that, I might want to add a little bit of twine, I think. I have some Whisper White twine. And this was actually, I should have flipped it actually. Oh, I still can actually. I'm going to do it this way, and I'm going to put the twine down the bottom here, and then I can put my sentiment in that little hole. So let me just do this. I'm going to wrap it a couple of times, and then we'll cut that. Tie a little bow. I've got adhesive on the back of this, so I have to be careful. But I'm going to tie a little bow over here. Let me just tie the knot first and get it attached. Whoops, that was really loose. I can probably pull that apart. Let me attach this first, and then I can fix that. Just because I've got the real adhesive on it. Okay, so I'm going to do that. Let me untie this now that that's attached. And we can do that a little bit better. Maybe I can get them apart. There we go. And I think I got it. I think I can. Maybe. I'm gonna have to grab my scissors, maybe. Oh, there we go. I got it. Trying not to fray the baker's twine because that will make it hard. But there we go. Okay, so now it's not quite straight. I'm going to go ahead and tie that a little bit tighter. Use my thumb or my middle finger to hold that down while I tie it. Now I'm going to do a bow like that. I probably actually should have put it on the other side so I could put, I was going to put a circle element. So let's see if I can move this again. Sorry, I'm kind of changing my mind here on the go. But I want this over here. There we go. And up a little bit. So I can fill in that hole. Now this is going to get attached here. This has the real adhesive on it. I want to make sure I get it really good and burnished. This one does not. So let's go ahead and get this attached the right way because it's moved. We'll attach that on the pink, and then I'm going to have to fix the pink layer too. Let's pull this one off. Like so. Okay, and then we'll attach that. Looks good. Okay. This is going to come off too. Let's fix that with the real adhesive instead of the repositionable. There. I actually think this one was repositionable too, wasn't it? Oh, maybe not. Okay, so that's good. I'm going to go ahead and trim down this. Just, whoops, just a little bit. Ow, I just cut my finger. Good Lord, you guys. Shouldn't give me scissors, apparently. Okay, so then this is going to go on my card base. So I did an extra layer. And I'm going to go ahead and attach that as well. I'm not going to put dimensionals on these as much as I want to because I love to pop things up. But this card is already going to be pretty thick as it is. So I'm going to leave it flat like that. And then we just need to do a sentiment. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to use the thank you kindly sentiment. Now I just want to figure out what I want to do for the punch. I think I'm going to use a punch for this. I don't know if I'm going to do a circle punch maybe. That one's a little big. Let's see. Maybe I could do, that would fit in there. Does it fit in here? Oh, it does. So maybe what I'll do, let's try a navy piece. I have a scrap piece here. Hold on. Here's a piece of navy. Let me cut this out of navy. And then maybe a scrap piece of white. Maybe. Where's all my white scraps? Here we go. I'm just going to do the little oval. I got both, which is fine. I'm going to use the Night of Navy ink because it's the darkest. And I'm going to stamp up the thank you kindly and stamp that right in the middle. I could have stamped this first and then done the punch, but you know, I like a good challenge. So then I can attach that to there. This is the oval, I forget, the oval duo or something, combo something or other, oval punch. I'm going to attach that in the middle. I'm going to pull it down here. Hopefully it's still on the screen. Like that. And as much as I said I wasn't going to add any more dimension to this, I'm going to. Just because the ribbon's on there and it's going to make it kind of wonky if I don't attach like the dimensionals. It will be, if I try to tape it flat down over that, it'll have like a little bump, kind of like this does, but it'll be worse because it's a double. So I'm going to go ahead and go crazy and add all the dimension I can do. Okay, so there's that. All right, isn't that pretty? So pretty, so bold and fun. And of course, let's add a little bit of bling. So let me see what I have for bling. I think just basic rhinestones will be good. I'll grab my take your pick tool and I'm just gonna add some of these in here. Let's do one in the little one and we'll do a cluster of 3 in the larger one. Like that. One here. And then, I don't know, I'm gonna try and skirt it around this ribbon here too. Like that. And like that. There. I could put one down here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, maybe, because it should be odd numbers. We'll throw one down there too. There we go. And there you have your finished card. I hope you like that technique. It's one of my favorite. I haven't done it in quite a while, but I just thought it would be the perfect technique for this stamp set. It's just such a pretty stamp set. That flower is amazing when you stamp it alone. So this is a beautiful set that you'll want to have in your collection. And again, it's a freebie during Sale-A-Bration. So if you spend $100, you can get this one for free. All right, guys, thanks so much for watching today. I hope you have a great week, and we'll see you next time for Teach Me Tuesday. Bye for now.